Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. If you're new here, hello and welcome. I am Taylor. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2 and I share these What's for Dinner videos every week to hopefully motivate you to cook more for your family and to give you some ideas of things to try. This week's What's for Dinner is a collab with my friend Casey over at Live with Casey. Please make sure you check out her video in the description box down below. I know that you guys will love her. I've collabed with her in the past, so I know a lot of you already know her. But those of you that don't, make sure you go over there and check her out. Now let's go ahead and get into this week's What's for Dinner. It is Friday and tonight for dinner I am making a pork and potato sheet pan dinner. This is very similar to the stuff that I've made in the past, but usually either I do a ranch packet or a ranch packet and some Tony's, but tonight I decided I'm going to try something different. I'm going to do a Lipton onion soup package. This is actually from Lipton. This is like the Aldi brand, but you know, the onion soup mix and some Creole seasoning, and I think that's going to be good. It sounded good in my mind, so hopefully it turns out good. So I already laid out my pork chops on my sheet pan. I have my oven preheating to 400. I picked out 5 potatoes that I'm going to cut up into probably like 1-inch pieces, and then I'm going to toss them in this bowl with some olive oil and half of the onion soup mix and some Creole, and then the rest of the onion soup mix and some Creole will go on the pork chops, and then this will bake for probably about 25 to 30 minutes. Okay, to go with the pork and potatoes, I made a can of green beans. I just seasoned those the way I always do. A little bit of garlic, a little bit of badia or badia, and some chicken bouillon. And I already tasted the pork and the potatoes, and that combination of seasoning is delicious. Highly recommend it. Turned out awesome. I ended up cooking them for 30 minutes, and then I broiled it on high for 2 minutes to kind of get the top nice and browned and crisp up the potatoes just a little bit. So that is my plate, and these are the kids' plates, and that is going to be dinner for Friday. On Saturday night, I made this delicious pizza soup in the crock pot. I know many of you have already seen the video that I did on this, but if you missed it, make sure you go check it out. It went up on Thursday, and I shared this delicious pizza soup along with a crusty Italian bread, and this was part of a big Crocktober extravaganza collab, so you don't want to miss this video. This soup was amazing. It is Sunday, and tonight for dinner we are having sheet pan chicken nachos. So I have preheated my oven to 425. And here on my sheet pan I have some chicken breast that I sliced up, some red pepper, some orange pepper, some onion, and then I coated all that with some taco seasoning, some lime juice, and some olive oil, and I let that sit in the fridge for a couple hours. And now I'm going to bake it on 425, like I said, for about 25 minutes, and then I'm going to make us some Mexican rice to go with it. Okay, that is it for dinner tonight. Just got our regular Mexican rice and then our fajitas, keeping it super simple with just those two things tonight. And this is my plate, and that is going to be dinner for Sunday. It is Monday night, and tonight for dinner we are having like sloppy Joe, either tachos or nachos, depending on what everybody wants. I've got some tortilla chips and I've got some tater tots. I know that I personally want it on tater tots, but I think Andy wants his on tortilla chips. This meal was kind of like his idea, but he said sloppy Joe chose, and I took it as sloppy Joe like tachos, but he meant nachos. So we both kind of had a different idea in our head, but we've got the stuff for everything. So I'm starting off by making my sloppy Joe mixture. I follow the Pioneer Woman recipe. The recipe that she has is actually for 2 pounds of ground beef, but I have written it down for half that because most of the time we don't need 2 pounds because that's a lot of food. It's good for leftovers and stuff, but we don't really need a lot of leftovers tonight, so I'm just going to make the 1 pound. So I've also got some onion. I'm not going to use all of this, just about 1/4 of a cup. I've got some water, garlic, brown sugar, crushed red pepper, ground mustard, chili powder, ketchup, Worcestershire sauce, Texas sweet hot sauce, some black pepper and salt, and then of course my ground beef. I'm going to cook it all in my cast iron pan. I've got that heating up. I'm going to go ahead and cut up my onion. I cook my ground beef like halfway through, and then I add in my onion and my garlic and let that fully cook. And then once that's all done, I will add everything else in and simmer it for about 15 minutes till it's done. I've got this Rico's nacho cheese sauce for our nachos or tachos, and that's probably pretty much going to be it for dinner tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on the sloppy joes. Okay, here is the finished dinner. These are actually like the flat, like crispy crowns, not tater tots. And I cooked them in the air fryer on 400 degrees for 15 minutes, and I shook it like every 5 minutes. So we've got those, and then the sloppy Joe stuff on top, and our nacho cheese, and that is going to be dinner for Monday. On Tuesday night, I cooked up some chicken to have on top of salads. If you've been here a while, you've seen me make this a million times. I just season it with some Tony's and some Badia Complete and cook it in a little bit of olive oil and butter. And then we had like all of the different toppings for salad. We had some hard-boiled egg. I had some olives, some sweet peppers, lettuce, cucumber, carrots, tomatoes, of course the chicken. And yeah, Lily doesn't like lettuce, so that's her deconstructed salad. And then Elijah wanted to add his toppings to his lettuce. And then mine was everything on top. It is Wednesday night, and tonight for dinner we are having Korean beef, which I'm getting started over here, and fried rice. I've made my fried rice like many times, so I will link the video down below where I made that in depth. I'm just keeping it back here. I'm about to cover it up so it stays warm. I just put 1 pound of ground beef in this pan, and I'm going to add 3 teaspoons of minced garlic and a little bit of this sesame oil and let that get browned up. And then I'll add in some soy sauce, ground ginger, salt, pepper, crushed red pepper, brown sugar. I think I said soy sauce already, yeah. I think this recipe is originally from Six Sisters Stuff. I will leave it linked down below. I feel like everybody on YouTube has made this and loved it. I've made it myself. It's just been a little while, so I thought I would show it to you guys today. Okay, here is dinner. Just got our Korean beef on top of that fried rice. I just wish I had remembered to buy some green onions because I really like to put green onions on this as well. But oh well, it'll still be delicious. We absolutely love this. It has been a while since I made it, but we do really enjoy this. It is Thursday, and tonight for dinner I am making some round steak and gravy in the crock pot this time. Usually I make it in the Instant Pot. But last night I remembered to take my meat out of the fridge or the freezer, get it thawed out, so I'm putting it in the crock pot this morning. I did go ahead and trim up these round steaks. Usually they have like a thick layer of fat all the way around them, but I trimmed off most of that, not all of it, as you can see. There's still some, but usually when I make it in the Instant Pot there's like big chunks of fat, so I don't want that. So I did trim them up, and today I am using 2 cups of beef broth. I just dissolved this beef base in 2 cups of hot water, and then in there I also put this beefy onion soup mix. Usually I just use the Lipton onion soup mix, but this is the beefy onion one, so I use that today, and I put that in there as well to dissolve. I'm gonna pour that over the round steaks and add in like a big tablespoon of garlic, and then just let that cook all day on low, and then towards the end I will probably add some cornstarch to thicken up the gravy. Before we were ready to eat, I did end up mixing about 2 tablespoons of cornstarch with some water, and I dumped that in the crock pot to kind of thicken up that gravy, and I let that sit with the lid on for about another 15 minutes, and we just served the steak and gravy on top of some mashed potatoes with a can of corn on the side. It turned out so good. I really did like that beefy onion soup mix in it. I think it gave it a little bit more flavor than the regular onion one does. And that is going to be it for this week's What's for Dinner. Don't forget, as I said at the beginning, this was a collab with my friend Casey. Please make sure you check out her channel down below and let her know that I sent you over there. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!